You changed your shirt, Mr. Bond. I hope our little game isn't causing you to perspire.
A little. But I won't consider myself to be in trouble until I start weeping blood.
We have reached number 16 in our countdown of the 100 greatest films of all time. And this entry sees a brand new James Bond. Of course, I'm referring to Daniel Craig and Casino Royale. This dates back to 2006, and I know this is a film that has blown Victor Lucas's head clean off numerous times.
Yours too. This is nearly a perfect film, if not a perfect film. And it's also the highest ranking James Bond film on this list for a reason. Now, Martin Campbell was the director on this movie, and this was the second or possibly third time that he was tapped to direct James Bond. He did GoldenEye, which was Pierce Brosnan's first film as well, which was also a terrific movie. But this movie crackled. It was really unique, and I think part of it was the physicality that we saw with Daniel Craig. But I think a huge chunk of the credit has to go to Eva Green, who really humanizes this whole thing. We actually care about this invincible hero.
Once Daniel Craig steps into the role of James Bond, you almost forget about some of the Bonds that have come before him, even the great Sean Connery and Roger Moore, and of course you absolutely forget about Timothy Dalton. But Daniel Craig has this incredible presence in this movie, and as soon as you see him engaged in that fight scene that takes place in the bathroom, and you see what this guy is capable of, and you remember that this guy really is a killer.
It's a Bond that exists in a world we're familiar with, you know? It's not just this sort of sensationalized fantasy that we've seen in all the previous Bonds. And obviously this was an answer, I think, to the more realistic kind of qualities of the Jason Bourne franchise, certainly the combat sequences. But when you add that element of Bond, and you also add in the ingredient of an incredible femme fatale like Eva Green, you have the makings of a recipe for an incredible escape. I mean, this was an amazing movie, and it kicked off a great run with Daniel Craig.
Vic has written a little fan fiction for Eva Green. He's going to read it for you right now. Actually, let's take a look back at our reviews of Casino Royale.
I do like Eva Green.
We're talking about Casino Royale on Blu-ray, which is the 21st Bond film.
Yep.
It was a reboot, kind of a Batman Beginsing of the, if I can make that into a verb.
Well, you just did.
I just did. Batman Beginsing of the Bond franchise with Daniel Craig as the new Bond, and really kind of going back and looking at his first real adventure as a 00.
Yeah, it's the first Ian Fleming book in the series, and it's him becoming a 00, which means having a license to kill.
Clearly, these movies are influenced by the Bourne films. They're much more real, much grittier. He gets dirty. He,
almost more choreographed too, though, and you know, in its realness and its grittiness, it also has a really sophisticated level of coordination that goes into those stunt scenes and those action scenes, which happen right out of the gates. I mean, you're in the movie for 3.5 minutes, and bang, there's this crazy action chase sequence. They had so many opportunities to screw up with the reboot. It's so easy to make a mistake, and I feel like they really did a great job of taking the Bond legacy and modernizing it without losing the things about Bond that we love, you know, his one-liners.
My favorite part is when he orders a martini and the guy's like, do you want it shaken or stirred? He's like, I don't care.
And I think Daniel Craig is wonderfully cast as someone who can be extremely elegant and very dapper and very Bond, but also have that sort of unbridled violence to him. That, you know, M has to kind of pull him in and rein him in and train him how to be a proper spy. I like the fact that they also modernized the Bond girl and made her smart and made her one-upping him all the time and keeping him on his toes, and I thought that was also kind of great for a modern audience.
I think for the most part it's solid. I think they did a great job with the reboot. I agree with you. Daniel Craig is a great choice for Bond. I mean,
he's easy on the eyes too.
Yeah, and I like them going back to the roots and showing him becoming Bond.
Congratulations, Bond, James Bond, and Vesper Lynn. We love Casino Royale. It's our favorite James Bond movie, and it's number 16 on our top 100 movies of all time.